It is dry in Denver tonight. Drive down the road to Castle Rock and you will see snow. This system is tapering off, moving out. Now we look forward to a gorgeous weekend. Good Friday evening. I'm Kyle Clark.
I'm Jennifer Meckles. Glad we got that out of the way, right? Let's bring in 9 News meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen. Let's talk about that pretty weekend.
Yeah, I'm happy to tell you that we've got some 70-degree weather on the way. We could get that as early as Sunday, but if not, Monday. But the weekend is looking warm and sunny. The snow showers here on the Front Range here starting to dissipate. 80% of the Front Range didn't get a single flake, but Douglas County got 2 inches in about 2 hours. So that was pretty good. We've got a little bit of a resurgence of some snow showers up here on 285 near Bailey, but that too will soon start to fade into the night. Nothing on the ground here in Denver. We didn't even get a little flake, but the temperature's starting to go down slowly. Once this cloud cover goes, we're probably going to have a below normal cold night here coming up, but we'll start to warm things up. It'll be a slow warm up tomorrow, but we'll get some sunshine. These temperatures very close to normal. And then on Sunday, we hit full sunshine, could get up there close to 70. And then Monday could be the day where we hit our first 70 of 2025. More on that coming up in the forecast.
All right, Corey, thank you. Loveland police are now investigating another attack on a Tesla dealership. This time somebody started a fire outside the building and there were people still inside.
Police are still looking for whoever's responsible for that. 9 News reporter Ria Jha explains how this string of attacks in Loveland is part of a growing national trend.
There's a broader national issue going on right now, and this is affecting many businesses across the country.
Just this week, someone shot through the windows of a Tesla dealership in Oregon, and in Massachusetts, an entire Tesla supercharging station went up in flames.
A little after midnight, we had a call for a fire at the Tesla dealership.
So Loveland Police Chief Tim Duran isn't surprised someone tried throwing a fire-starting device inside the city's dealership.
One of our officers was able to respond in less than 2 minutes and get a fire extinguisher out of his vehicle in time to put the fire out before too much damage had occurred.
Thankfully, the cleaning crew inside was safe, but police say the building and several vehicles had some damage. It appeared to be cleaned up by the time we got there.
What would appear rocks were thrown at the window, and our theory is that the individual tried to break the glass.
This is only the most recent incident. It's actually the 5th time in the last 5 weeks this dealership has been targeted.
Yeah, this is a string. We've already added additional patrols in the area.
The other incidents included offensive graffiti and even Molotov cocktails.
This last one, there's nothing to indicate that it was the same individual.
Last month, police arrested 40-year-old Lucy Grace Nelson in connection with one of the February incidents, but she was recently let go without having to post bail. In a press release, Chief Duran said he, quote, couldn't be more disappointed with the decision.
Obviously, it's very troubling that there's a risk to the community.
For police, it's about more than catching the suspect. It's about making sure this doesn't happen again.
Significant repercussions for lawlessness is what I would want in all these instances.
In Loveland, Ria Jha, 9 News.
New tonight, a judge has sentenced a woman to 1 year in jail for hitting and killing a 10-year-old boy. He was riding his bike when this happened in Tinmouth. Prosecutors say the woman was texting and driving. Today, Amy Weiss received the maximum sentence you can get for careless driving causing death and tampering with physical evidence. Prosecutors say she sent that text just seconds before hitting Ollie Stratton with her car back in August of 23. And they say she tried to delete the messages right afterward. Weiss had her driver's license revoked as part of her sentence. She is allowed to stay out of jail while she appeals.
A man's going to spend the rest of his life in prison for kidnapping and assaulting a dozen women while he posed as a rideshare driver. Today, a judge in Denver imposed a sentence of 290 years to life for John Pastor Mendoza. Jury convicted him in October on 30 different charges. 12 counts of kidnapping, 7 counts of sexual assault, 10 counts of attempted sexual assault. These attacks occurred between 2018 and 2022. Afterwards, some of the women who were attacked spoke about facing him in court and fighting the feeling that they had somehow done something wrong that led to the assaults.
If I didn't meet all these women, I would still blame myself. Absolutely. It really takes talking with these women to understand, like, it's not your fault being told it's not my fault, telling them it's not their fault, and understanding, like, no matter what I did, there was nothing that entire night that made any sense for it to be my fault.
Pastor Mendoza broke down as he delivered his statement to the judge. He wept as his father spoke. But when the women who survived his attacks were talking about the impact on their lives, he stared across the room and showed no emotion.
New tonight, 2 strip clubs that the city of Denver has fined nearly $14 million are now suing to stop that enforcement action. Diamond Cabaret and Rick's Cabaret both filed the lawsuit today asking for a gag order in this case. They're claiming the city's labor department is abusing its power. Late last month, the auditor's office announced an investigation into both clubs, claiming they violated nearly every applicable provision of the city's minimum wage and wage theft ordinances. An attorney for both businesses denied those allegations. In a statement, Denver Labor says they stand by their findings and they will let the legal process play out.
A federal judge has ruled against Denver Public Schools' bid to preemptively block immigration raids in or near schools. DPS filed a lawsuit after federal agents carried out the raids in the Denver metro area last month. The raids were not at schools. The district wanted to make sure that immigration agents stayed away from schools as well as bus stops. It's a lot of locations. Today, a federal judge denied their request for a preliminary injunction, saying if all bus stops and schools were protected, then basically the entire city would be off limits to ICE. The judge, who's appointed by President Trump during his first term, said DPS could not prove that updated guidance by the Trump administration allowing raids at places like schools and churches has directly caused harm yet. The judge pointed out that no raids have happened at schools, and he called the fears of future actions speculative. DPS said it was disappointed in the ruling.
The Trump administration is deciding whether to permanently make cuts to some free election security resources, and that has one county clerk here in Colorado, a Republican, by the way, pretty nervous. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency is within the Department of Homeland Security, and it started funding programs like free security testing on election machines and helping with websites that report election results. That all started during President Trump's first term. DHS says it has now paused all election security activities. NBC News reports that it is expected to make a decision soon on whether to make that move permanent. Well, Republican El Paso County Clerk Steve Schleicher says his office has relied on these programs, and he now worries that cuts would make their websites more vulnerable to hackers.
The possibility of someone going in and changing the data. You know, when you're sitting here taking a look, you want to make sure that that stuff as well is air-gapped and there's no cyber threats.
The potential cuts are part of the Trump administration's efforts to slash the size of the federal government. NBC News reports that the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency alone has more than 140 employees that have been laid off since Trump took office.
Russell Westbrook gave his jersey to this guy who traveled all the way from South Korea just to see him play. What a moment Wednesday night after the Nuggets beat the Kings. And that superfan is back at Ball Arena tonight.
Look how happy he looks. 9 News reporter Colton Chavez talked with him before tip-off tonight. Colton, this is a dedicated fan traveling from halfway around the world.
So dedicated, and remember his name, Taehin Kim. That's who it is, traveling 6,000 miles from Korea just to see Russell Westbrook. And if you've been watching this game at all, they have been showing him throughout the entire game. He's basically like the Nuggets version of Taylor Swift, and he might even be a little bit of a good luck charm because right now the Nuggets lead the Suns 117 to 111. Now, when I talked to Kim earlier today, he says, I may live in Korea, but Denver is his home city.
일단은 또 현재 what's the channel name?
9 News.
9 News.
Taehin Kim loves to make videos for his YouTube channel.
His name is Colton.
Hey.
And it's Mark. Yeah.
But his true passion is professional basketball, and his favorite player is Denver's Russell Westbrook.
My first visit was Oklahoma City with the Russell Westbrook's game.
That was back in 2015. Kim's been a super fan ever since.
During his play, I feel his energy and inspiration. He gave me a lot of inspiration.
It was at Kim's first Nuggets game that Westbrook would give him something he never expected and would never forget.
I faced with Russell Westbrook, and he talked to me. Hey, brother. Wow!
Kim says he has 7 other Westbrook jerseys, but this moment was about more than a souvenir.
We shared the time, and he recognized me, and maybe I will left his memory. That was really impressed me.
It's something Kim holds close. You have a Russell Westbrook jersey with you right now that he gave you. Where is it?
You mean my precious? And God gave me the gift.
It took some convincing, but Kim finally let us see the jersey out of the bag. Are you ever gonna wash it?
I considering, yeah. smells not bad. So I think, yeah.
It's a gift that inspired 9 News photojournalist Mark Zoletta to give away his own Russell Westbrook jersey to Kim.
We think that you would deserve this more than
Really?
us. Yeah, yeah.
For me?
Since you came here and got a jersey, we wanted to give you a jersey as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't think I'll ever get over watching that clip. It's just, he's such a great guy, and it's great to see that he has such a dedication not only to Westbrook, but to our fans as well. Now, Kim says that he is heading back to Korea tomorrow, but he says if, or actually when the Nuggets make the NBA Finals, you'll catch him right back here in Denver.
He's such a gracious recipient of a gift.
I know. He's just so sweet and so happy. Like, it doesn't take much. Just just a jersey from your favorite player.
Sure, yeah, just a jersey from an NBA star. That's all.
And if I may add into this, so Mark, he's actually running the camera right now. That is from the NBA All-Stars game. So that's a pretty rare Russell Westbrook jersey. And he told me even before we met Kim, he was like, I think this guy will do right by this jersey even more than I can. So it really was a memorable moment for not only him, but even for us as well.
That was very cool. Well, Mark's good people. So there you go. Thank you so much, Colton. Appreciate it.